The things I do for your entertainment, eh? Ridiculous. Fish on, yes! I've got a fish on, I've got a fish on! The tunnel entrance, in we go. Now then, and welcome back to another episode of Adventure Fishing UK. Today we are going to be fishing some tiny streams that I have found on Google Maps. But what is also interesting about today is I'm going to be hitting a few bridges and tunnels. Bridges and tunnels on tiny streams is going to be the theme, and one tunnel in particular, it is going to be absolutely carnage going in there. I have been through there once before. Long, cold, scary tunnel. And let's say it just didn't end well, but we are going to head back there today and try catch some more fish. And here we go, the first bridge of the day. I have actually fished under here a small handful of times, and one of those times I did catch a nice trout. And it was a beauty of a trout. I'll leave you that footage now just so you can see what kind of fish we might be catching under this particular bridge. Remember to wet your hand before you hold the trout, but look how tiny this guy is. And he is absolutely beautiful. Look at the spots on him, look how vibrant and red that is. Off you go, little guy. Off he goes, look how clear that water is. Kicking things off today with none other than the rigged and ready single hooked barbless spoon. Right, first cast of the day. Just waded a little bit out just so I can get a good angle on casting underneath this bridge. It is hard to cast under a small bridge because you can't really do an overarm cast. Just going to come a little bit closer, I think, just so I can get a bit of a better angle. This sun has just come out though, which isn't ideal, which means the fish, if they don't take it by the time they come out the bridge, they'll probably spook. Oh, I had a knock then. Definite knock. Oh, 100% just had a knock. Fish on, yes! Come on. Oh, it's a small one. It's going bonkers. I need to get that one in the net. Get in. Yes! Come on! And the spoon's out in the net. What a stunning little trout that is. Can't wait to get this out for a look. Well, what a very acrobatic little trout that is. And an absolute beauty of a fish. Off it goes. Well, the first bridge has well and truly pulled it out the bag. Tiny little trout from under there. So happy about that. We've only been fishing about 5 minutes. So I think what I'm going to do now is I'm going to carry on, see if we can't find another fish under there. Right, now it's time to see if he's got another friend under there. If that was the same fish that bit, then maybe not. But if it wasn't, then there's something else. This spoon continues to amaze me. Well, I'm going to give that little bridge a rest, not going to overdo it there. And actually, just down here, there's a lovely deep run and a lovely stone bit of structure that is really interesting. So, going to have a few casts into there, see if we can't pull a couple more fish out. It's a little faster than I'd like it to be, and a little narrower, but this stream is normally really tiny. So I'd like to think there's going to be a trout holed up in there somewhere. It's just a matter of finding it and getting it to bite. Just because there's so much water running through this narrow channel, I'm going to swap things over to a rigged and ready single hooked barbless spinner. So I'm going to be able to give this a bit more control in this deeper water. Right, first cast with this spinner. You know what spoons are like. They are good, but they just flutter, don't they? And when there's a heavy current, they can get taken around a bit out of control. Or as a spinner, you've sort of got a bit more say in what happens. So Hopefully this is going to be able to hold a bit deeper in this deep little channel. So I just moved around to where this stream sort of turns into a weir, but it's not a normal weir. It's a really interesting one. You don't tend to see this sort of thing on small streams in particular, so we'll go have a look at this and we'll move on to one of those other spots I was talking to you about before. Now this is what I was talking about. Isn't this something special? Normally I could have a couple chucks down the other side of that, but wouldn't be risking it today, I don't think. Well, I've had absolutely no interest at all fishing out here, but I think that's because it's so bright today. And it's a good job we got a couple more bridges and a tunnel and a little woodland lined up. So hopefully that should give us enough shade to really get on the fish. Whenever you're out fishing and you just see something like this, a bit of rubbish on the floor, just do everyone a favour, pick it up and get it disposed of. In fact, there's a bit more here, so we'll grab that too. Little straw wrapper there. Grab that. And there you go. Literally only took me a few minutes to collect all that. Be taking all that to the bin on the way home, I think. In fact, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to commit. Every time I go fishing, I'm going to try pick up at least a couple of bits of litter. A small effort, but if as many of you as possible get involved, then hopefully we'll be able to give nature more of a helping hand. Let me know in the comments below if you're up for joining me in this little mission. Right, time to move on to the next spot. Ugh, let's go. Now for the second half of this video, I am actually going to be getting my waders on because things are getting a bit more extreme. Also, while I've got a minute, I'd like to mention that my girlfriend has just started a YouTube channel for art. So if there's any painters out there or any people that are interested in watching painting videos, then I'd really appreciate it if you could head over and subscribe to her channel. I'll leave a link to where you can find that in the description below. Any support is massively appreciated. Right, suited and booted, let's get cracking. Dun 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 dun. So believe it or not, those dark, long, cold and scary tunnels behind me are where we are going to go and fish through. But before we do that, I'm just going to head downstream and fish a couple more pools. I've been told that going downstream through a place like this, i.e. approaching it from the other side, I'm going to have more luck on the fishing perspective. So we're going to loop round and try find somewhere where we're going to be able to hopefully maximise our chances of catching a fishing one. I know this looks quite fast and hectic, but this is usually a nice, calm, shallow stream. Luckily, I sort of know what the bottom looks like enough to maybe have a chance at catching something here. Well, unfortunately, those pools didn't quite provide us with what we were after, but I'm just on my way now to another little bridge, and then this stream goes straight down to the top end of that tunnel. So that's what we're going to do now. Fingers crossed we'll catch another fish today, because I am really eager for one. Just approaching this bridge now, and as you can see, the line of shade sort of starts, because the sun's over that way, the line of shade starts a bit towards me from the bridge. So right now we're casting right where I reckon there's going to be a fish. Oh, I did touch then. Oh, I was just walking in my waders and I had a proper bite. That's good news. Let's just try and repeat that cast again. That was the first bite I've had in quite a while. Definite hit too. Oh! Oh, that was annoying. I think I had a fish on and set the hook and the fish came flying towards me. Never in my life have I experienced that. It must have been jumping or something as I set the hook. It was the tiniest little fish too. I know you might be about to accuse me of being slightly heavy-handed, but I can assure you that's not the case. With these single barbless hooks, you do have to keep the line sort of consistently tight. Oh well, I am gutted about that fish, to be honest. Very gutted indeed. What a nice mini little adventure this is turning out to be. And we are back in the sunlight. Cool, I don't think I'll be able to cast much into there. Worth a go, I think. I've got a fish on. I've got a fish on. It's tiny. I've got a fish on. As if. I didn't even know. My rod and my thing was just in the current. Come on. Yes! Come on. This has to be one of the tiniest trout I've ever caught. Look at that, it's tiny. It's really uniquely patterned as well. It's got a big beauty spot on its cheek. Let's just get this one out and have a quick look. Well, as delighted as I am to have just caught the tiniest trout of my life, I'm a bit disappointed that it flapped out my hand and went back into the water before I could take a good picture of it. But you know what? Doesn't matter, the fish is off home safely, and that's what's important. Well, this fishing trip really is turning out to be a bit of a series of very unusual events today. There might just be another in this hole. Oh, I do enjoy walking through places like this. Ugh. And this stream, we're getting very near to this tunnel now. Trust me, it might not look like a tiny stream, but normally it's half this size. All this rain has just flooded it right out. Just spotted a very dead looking, but also very interesting fish down there. Let's take a look. I actually don't know what that is. It looks like it's been dead for a while. A bullhead maybe? I don't know. Let me know in the comments below if you know. Very, very weird looking thing. Well, we're finally here. The tunnel entrance. In we go. Before it gets too dark, I'll just quickly talk you through my setup for the day. So we've been using the Fish Rig 180 by Rigged and Ready, semi-telescopic ultralight travel rod, and then we've been using the RR 1000 fixed spool spinning reel. Well, after all this time, there it is, and that's where we're headed. Oh, this current is powerful, and there's a long way to go. Why do I do this? The things I do for your entertainment, eh? Ridiculous. Really wish I was sat at home all cozy on the sofa, nice cup of tea in hand, but no. I'm under a bridge that's dripping wet, balls deep in the water. Well, I am getting dripped on, but look at these stalactites. That is so cool. All of a sudden this water's just got a lot deeper. Oh, there's finally light. I'm through finally. Oh, that's nice to be out of there. I did not enjoy that. Well, unfortunately we're out of the tunnel without a fish to show for it, but, big but, I am going to come back and try this again because I know there's decent fish in here. I will show you now a nice looking trout I had out of this tunnel last time I came. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, please don't forget to give me a like, subscribe if you want to see more, and drop a comment. Hopefully I'll see you for the next video and I'll catch you down the road. So I'm just stealthily approaching this now. If I can pick up a fish from right under there, that would be mental. No idea if there's going to be any snags or even anything under there. Fish! Fish! First cast! Got him! What a result! Wet your hands if you're holding trout. Always. So look at this for an absolutely beautiful little trout. First cast under that bridge. I almost can't believe it. Much longer of a fish than I was expecting to even catch out of here. Let's get him on his way. Give him a minute to rest in my hand. He'll be off in a minute, no problem.